big upside is the lane dominance. This hero just dominates the lane. If we click him right now, we can see the Terrorblade having a lot of armor and HP regen. Level 1 is really strong, and the level 2 you just get the meta, and you're not weaker than a terribly carry level 1 and 2. You're not.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Whatever you buy, maybe you're gonna have a little bit of less stats as a support, but you're still gonna be fine. So you are gonna be on the entity side, I guess. Now, when you saw the Dragonite, you already mentioned it there. Swapping your prediction, we saw you there.
No, I mean,
you,
if I predict entity now, I'm in a win-win situation, literally.
Okay. Okay, if that's the case.
No, I will stick with my prediction before the game. Yeah, I think entity has a better draft, but I predicted what I predicted. That's what it's gonna be.
No, it's just that. Yeah, you're not going to be flip-flopping here. You're not that type of guy. But aren't you a little bit biased? You played with Sweden Strong relatively recently on Level Up, it was. So and you were back here in our home country. So are you being a bit biased because of that?
I'm definitely a little bit biased. I play with Sweden. I play with respect. I have a huge respect for the Cloud. So in that terms, I'm a little bit biased. I think these guys are really great, talented players, and their time is yet to come.
You talked about the Terrorblade and his strength in lane. Is he gonna be that strong versus these two magic damage dealers in lane? That is something that he's relatively weak to.
Yeah, he's still gonna be strong. Yeah, there's some magic, but the way he turns into the lane, the way he plays in the lane, the harassment and the slow. It's really gonna bother them, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean Primal Beast will not get what he wants. That's the whole point of this lane. Primal Beast gets what he wants.
We'll see if that is the case. Disruption comes out, Uproar as well. They're going to be punching Fishman, and with the Blood Grenade, he does have a Fairy Fire. A couple of more hits are going to finish him off. Tower extra armor, not going to help. Sweden Strong, he gets the first blood, and the Terrorblade is not going to be doing too well at the start. I was about to ask you, like, who do you think is going to have, or where do you think the lane is going to be the most interesting? It seems that the first blood will be on the bottom lane, but is this the one that we should really turn our attentions to, or is it somewhere else?
The top lane should be also interesting, like around the level 3, as we always say, and the mid lane. The mid lane with the Kunkka team matchup, it's like with the Kunkka, it's always the same. Like these torrents, if they hit, it might become very dangerous for the TA.
Why did they send the Dragonite to the safe lane? I'm thinking, right? I'm looking at the TA being really good versus the Centaur and the Rubik, because you can actually survive their burst damage, you have the refraction, and the Dragonite is naturally a solid counter to the Kunkka. But this way, you've put it so that the TA will lose, and Dragonite is not really gonna win his lane.
Probably it comes down to a player preference. Maybe Chira Jr. doesn't really enjoy playing DK. He doesn't strike me as a DK player. I'm sure Munkushi can play the TA, but I think Chira Jr. just prefers it.
Yeah, also Munkushi has been this guy that would usually play these ranged carries. I remember even 3 years ago, he would play the range carries like an SF, even out of the meta, and I was pretty much sure he was gonna be a TA here in this game 1. But looking at the CS, Entity are crushing it here in the first couple of waves. They did give away the first blood, but in terms of CS, they seem to be quite a lot ahead.
I'm not surprised for the side lanes, but I am definitely surprised for the mid lane. On the side lanes, I think Centaur and Morph really excelled this early. Like last hitting wise, they just have so much base damage, and their supports are a little bit stronger early. But on the mid lane, it's very surprising.
We are going to be looking at this bottom lane quite a lot, where Sweden is stacking up Fishman. That's 4 stacks already of the Shadow Poison. The 5th one will be doing a lot of damage. Sweden Strong doesn't even want to go for it, decides against it. Probably could have gotten it, but of course, being level 1, it is not going to be the kill either way.
Now you're already going to see a new meta, I would say. Yeah, you stack it, harass someone on the lane, but the stacking the jungle is where the farm comes through. Sweden already gonna get that one, and Cloud gonna be trading. Ooh, nice Sal cancel.
That's a big one. That's a big one. And he also has a clarity on Sweden, so if that is not cancelled fairly soon, he is gonna have a lot of mana to work with in the future. The Dragonite is kind of the only core here that is farming well. I guess the other two are not being shut down, but the TA is starting to get some gas in the mid lane. I guess that's normal, right? With more points in refraction, you should be able to equalize the CS count.
Somewhat, especially once he goes to a jungle to the stacks. I don't think like TA can really be shut down, even if you pick something like Viper. Like she still gets what she wants. I think it should be the same case here, and it will all depend on this low 6 timing. Like if the Kunkka can get faster 6 than TA with some rotation of a refraction plus Blood Grenade, he might kill him, and Cloud's gonna get gone on refraction, the cooldown, Blood Grenade ready, but he's so slow. Are they gonna try to turn? Yes.
They're
Fishman.
going for him. He's gonna be in a
He's
lot
dead.
of trouble. Onslaught, yeah, he's very dead. Will get trampled into the ground. This is what I was talking about. Like a lot of magic damage. DM misses
DM2.
on the hoof stomp.
Lotus ready.
Now the Dragon Tail gets him. Nice lift. Just in time, Katomi gets there to save his buddy.
It's gonna instantly fare out the Salve and the Centaur, but we'll give a lot of space to DK to recover in this lane. And as you mentioned, he's the best farming core. But if you look at the net worth on the TA and the Kunkka, yes, the CS is on the Kunkka side, but the net worth is there. And the 6 million rune should be going in the entity's way, since once again, 1 win, prioritizing the stacks.
I mean, that's normal, right? You have a lot of stack taking potential with the trample and the TA, and then you see entity side, and well, they aren't really all that good at taking stacks at the moment. Kunkka is solid, but the other ones are not too good.
I think teams are just now. We're gonna see Kunkka rotation to the bottom to the Cloud. No one is gonna try to catch him, or he's gonna just settle for the Shadow Demon. Disruption is going to come out, and Shadow Demon should be dead. I mean, to finish the thought, I think teams just understand it's so much more bulletproof to stack and farm than to go into enemy. Because the stacks cannot fight back, but Kunkka is going to use the both for the stack. Fishman is going to die first.
Yep, no one is gonna be in trouble. There is a trap there. He needs to kill it. Oh, look at that. It leaves on 1 HP. That is so unfortunate for the Kunkka. Maybe if he killed the trap, he gets himself out. But this way, there was absolutely no chance for him to survive. Entity, with their invasion of the triangle there, they just get kicked in the curve.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is what you mentioned. You stack, the enemies come, you can kill them. It's your high ground.
Yes, I mean, you also kind of force the mistakes, as we saw. Like, they kind of have to do something about it because they didn't stack themselves. If they stack themselves, there would be a different story. But because they didn't stack themselves, if nothing happens, 1 win is just going to go and be far ahead. And it forces out mistakes. Like, it doesn't matter that the Kunkka gets some of that stack because he feeds it all back to the TA.
DM running away. No stampede.
Not level 6.
No phase boots either. But Munkushi gets blocked in by the creep, so quite unfortunate for him. Sweden strong from the other side. He does find him with the disruption. They have the Dragon Tail. Probably don't want to use it instantly, as then the Centaur could TP out. Now he can just go for it. Decides not to. Still running away. The CM is in the vicinity. There's the hoof stomp. 10 wand charges and a healing Lotus, but so many poison stacks, and he is gonna clench his fist there on Sweden strong, making sure that DM falls. 1 win. They didn't see us well, but their movements here in the post-laning phase are actually quite good.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of casual moves onto the side lanes. And it seems just more natural for them how it's going. Like, they have Cloud farming on his own and supports gathering together, killing Kunkka, killing the Centaur. It just feels very casual for them. Where the entity is, like, making big moves and big smokes.
Oh, Cloud got X'd. He's like, I'm gonna onslaught away. With the X being there, that's not gonna be happening. He goes for the uproar. It just seems to be a scream, a dying cry from Cloud as Watson does finish him off with the adaptive strike.
DM? Still no
They're
level
targeting
6.
him. Yep, they really want to kill him before that. The disruption will allow for the TPs to come in, and Kataomi is already in the vicinity. Fishman, his TP will take a little bit longer. And now with the reflection on the Crystal Maiden, that is a dead CM. Cosplaying Arteezy a bit, gets the war down at least. Respect, he is getting something out of it, and the time is passing, but ultimately they will take him down as Munkushi does come in with the Breathe Fire. Of course, he cannot finish off Fishman as there's the Stampede running forward onto Munkushi. He has only 1 point in Dragon's Blood and no one charges, but here comes the Primal Beast with the trample. Fishman is already dead and they have so much slow on him. So Cloud, he cannot continue but has the upper, and that's going to be the slow enough for the Pulverize to come out. 2 supports are dead. Cloud gets the double and Shira also joins in on the fray. They are going to be taking down this tier 1 tower and possibly even invading the enemy triangle.
If they see these ancient stacks, they might go for them. There's a TP expanded, and a dead Centaur. Stampede, most importantly. I mean, Entity, look for a moment, they can fight back there, but one win, just bringing the numbers, and they're going to go into this triangle.
They got in there.
Watson is coming.
He is. He needs to help his team. He's the strongest hero on the map at the moment, and that's going to be enough for Chira to bail. 1 win. They're controlling everybody apart from this Morphling. You're going to tell me how big of a problem is Watson going to be as time goes forward?
The highest rated player in the entire world. Is he gonna be a problem? Probably. It's a pretty good Morphling game. But still, it's not a free Morphling game. There's some insta stance, maybe a disruption.
I mean, you have been up there in the leaderboards, been top 100, top 50 for a very long time. Watson has been top 1, I want to say, for 2-3 years, with maybe somebody overtaking it from time to time. Like, how does he do it? How do you keep yourself at rank 1 for that long?
I mean, he's a very good player, and he's also a very good matchmaking player. Like, he knows what heroes to pick, when to pick them, what teammates to pick. Like, and he never actually, like, loses a grasp on a game, like never actually tilts. So he's strong both mentally and both like
and physically.
I don't know about that.
Okay. I know that you guys, when you were
Doesn't
level
look
up,
like
you were exercising physically as well. Hopefully that helped you with Dota too. But currently a 1k goal lead for 1 win. Nothing too big, but it is a lead. Is this a good spread of farm between Entity, that everything is in your Morphling and everybody else is kind of suffering?
Not exactly, because Morphling is kind of a guy that's just not gonna bring the tempo action going forward with his first item, where either Kunkka or especially Centaur with the early Blink Whale could start a lot of things.
Okay, Kunkka is going for first item Halberd versus a Dragonite and the TA. That's pretty nice. Not something we see. There's the Blink Dagger from Munkushi, a very early one. No one got stunned up, but there was no follow-up. Nice lift there, just tossing back Cloud. And that Onslaught could have destroyed this fight for 1 win, but very, very nice reactions there coming out from Kataomi.
And he also steals the Trap. One of my favorite spells to steal as a Rubik, actually. It's very surprisingly good.
Okay, if there used to be a fishman there, now he's going to be catching Kataomi. You want to lift me up into the air? This is how you do it with muscles, not your mind. They have a trap on him, and of course the Melt Strike will be enough to take him down. Rubik, he did steal the Shadow Demon ulti, but of course when you die, it is all lost. No more knowledge for him. The mid lane tower will fall, and with the Dragonite having that Blink Dagger, it's going to be much easier to hunt right now.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems they're putting up a speed, and Stampede is going to be used up. He should be fine. Fine, I say. They're just putting up another speed on the 1-1. Yeah, they're going all in. Blink Dagger, double bracer on their carry, right? But still, if he makes a lot of advantage from this, he can later build back into a real carry. But so far so good.
Okay, so Watson bought a Lincoln Sphere. Does this mean he wants to fight? Does this mean he's actually going to be coming into the battle? Or is he going to continue farming still?
Morphling can always join the battle, kind of, if it's on his own terms, because he's kind of a slow hero. Cannot really invade, but if one win comes to them, he will join. He will steal the TA, get refraction melt going on, and with the Lincoln, he should be pretty safe.
And he's protecting no one with that Lincoln, so he is in the vicinity there. The second they saw it is the second they wanted to get out as X was used. Of course, Sweden strong in a good position. They found the Morphling. He dies right now. It's a disaster. Had the stake charges, waveforms away. Watson survives barely. That Lincoln usage on no one almost cost him his life.
I think Cloud might have messed up a little bit there. Had a pulverize ready, but maybe he thought Lincoln is off the cooldown. Maybe he was right even, but we see Dragonlance blink on TA. Everybody is ready to fight right now on the side of one win.
No one, he cannot move, doesn't even have the boat, and Respect lets it go so much slow on the Kunkachira, more than capable of bringing in the damage. The reflection is there, and since that nobody cares about it, you would be coming up the high ground. Not sure if that's a smart move. Fishman puts down a ward and a sentry, and he's just being taken down, threatens with the Sunder. Here comes the onslaught, nice lift, and there's the Sunder as well, so Cloud will be taken down again. Kataomi on point with the lifts, as the rest of one win running away. Now it's danger territory and Entity can strike.
This is what we talked before the game started about the TV, but DM is gonna chase. Does he have a blink dagger?
Yep.
He's gonna miss it, and Respect gets it. But this is what we mentioned on the game, like it's this TB is a very dangerous when he's low. If you don't have a burst, you come in and he basically solo kills you. Need to be very, very careful.
Yep, you want to burst him down, and the Primal Beast can do it, but before you get the BKB, that Rubik is a problem. But Cloud will have his BKB soon, so once you get that another 1,000 gold, I feel like things are gonna change quite a lot in One Win's favor. So what's the next that we are gunning for? Some big items, some big objectives. Is One Win gonna go for Roche? Is that the next point of contest, or is it farming? Pickoffs still for the foreseeable future.
Definitely just farming and pickoffs. They got all the objectives they could right now, like 3 tier 1 towers. Now it's all about farming, getting pickoffs. Maybe after they get the Deza or something along the lines, they can go the Roche, but not before that. It just takes way too much time. And we see Entity going from side to side through these gates, really trying to get into the action.
Oh, no one.
No one?
He is gonna be in some trouble. Yeah, there's the stun, the freezing field, a couple of hits. Cloud on the other side of the map might get caught. Nice disarm on the TA. There will be a stampede, and Cloud drops down as well. So all in all, not a bad trade for either of the teams.
Yeah, core for core. Two guys that have very similar net worth. And there's gonna be another smoke from the Entity. I think this is a trend we're seeing last couple of months. People just using all the smokes early, trying to get advantage. With Mukushi? Nice.
It's so hard to smoke during nighttime. Your smoke breaks before you see the target, and then you're actually not sure where they are. Plus, you're versus a TA, so most of the map is trapped up. Let's see. Need is not that high, but TA has a shard. Okay, this could be a problem for a Morphling without the Manta.
It could be a problem for everybody. This shard is one of the strongest in the game now. Put a haste on top of it, they're more than ready to fight. They'll see a Fishman.
Okay, I have a question for you regarding shards. Did you know that the Puck shard gives you 35 damage each hit? I thought it was only on the phase shift hit. It's 35 magic damage on each hit. How is that fair?
It's just not fair, as some hero would say. Probably Enchantress.
Yeah, exactly. It is the Enchantress. Oh, okay. So you researched the names of the spells. You researched the voice lines of the heroes. This is just Milan evolving his casting game. So so much as Watson does get the tower down. There's gonna be the second tower for Entity. The mid lane still standing. That's probably the one that you want, but the one that you are very unlikely to get, especially with all the traps surrounding it.
Roche is going to be top for another minute. Will they try to get it? Dire
No Deso
scan,
yet.
right? Radiant scan, but Deso or no Deso, if they use every time, I keep saying this to like everybody. If you use 5 heroes, no matter which 5, if you use every single spell, you will get Roche reasonably fast. And we see now poison stacks from the Shadow Demon, freezing field from the Crystal Maiden. These things they add up and they do a lot of damage, and they're gonna be able to finish it in time.
Yep. Entity's not responding. They don't feel like they can fight this, and I mean, they don't have their tier 1. Taking down that tier 1 really opened up this Roche. He would travel in 10 seconds, but his travel plans are gonna be cancelled abruptly by his dad.
At
It does give
least-
Entity
yeah.
time to get the tower.
But it's kind of like a perfect timing to go get Roche for like a Dire. Just like 40 seconds before it goes bottom, enemy team is not in position to contest it, and they're more like, they're not gonna get it top, and it's just exact perfect timing, and they're gonna make a smoke right after. Should be a little bit obvious, but let's see. Manta used. They know no Manta.
They know where he is roughly. Now it's daytime.
They
so
see all of them on top of
trap.
trap.
Oh, they see them all. And here comes the onslaught as well through the 3 of them. A triple trap once again going for the Morphling, trying to waveform away. Will be successful. Here comes the boat. Will connect onto the 2 cores, stopping this chase. DM, they want the core, and that's gonna be a nice stop on the pulverize, as DM does get finished off by Cloud either way. So 2 heroes dead, standing on a trap and then smoking. Very unfortunate for Entity.
That was very unfortunate, as you say, but the TA traps is the strongest part about a hero, and like you cannot devour all of them.
It's impossible. We just don't have that many vision heroes left, right? A lot of things were nerfed in terms of vision. Clockwork's, his rocket flare is 6 seconds, but he's not really being played. The Beastmaster, Hawk's no longer a vision unit, but the TA is still the same, and I feel like maybe the best map controlling hero in general.
Yes, I mean even in competitive, it gets even stronger because teams understand better how to play it around it, but no one is gonna get caught, or Torrent's gonna hit. He's gonna go into the fog. Can he juke it out? Oh,
That's a bad juke, as Respect will get caught in the mid lane, live there to stop the freezing field, and of course the adaptive strike to finish him off. Watson is dominating this Morphling, still unkilled in the game. That was quite dangerous in the previous fight, but he does manage to live, and no one... Actually, his juke in the end, it works out. He's gonna be hiding in the trees and surviving.
and staying top underneath this ward. He's very happy about not having to go back on the map.
So let's see. A 1k Goldie 20 minutes in doesn't mean much. Who does this favor at the moment? If you would want to be on one on the other team with this kind of a farm disparity or small difference, and with the heroes, who would you prefer at this point? Is this Morphling gonna be enough to beat 1-win?
I think it's still 50-50. I would prefer like Dire because of the heroes. I like the Dire heroes more, but doesn't mean they're actually stronger. Kataomi and DM gonna go out. Leave the Watson solo. Do they have any to cancel? Can he use it on a creep? Oh, if he only used Pulverize on the creep, that would be insane.
Yep, he forgot about it. Sometimes you just don't remember the small things that could change it up. For people that don't know, Pulverize actually does mini stun on heroes around the one that is getting smashed into the ground, so you most definitely can use it on a creep and stop the TP, but he forgot about it, and because of it, they're not gonna get the Watson kill.
But I think definitely right now, Entity has a slight edge because of the Torrent Storm. This spell is one of the strongest spells in the Dota right now. And if 1-win slips a bit even, they're gonna get punished. And they are
that's
on
after
the
it was
aggressive.
nerfed. They do have the Aegis though, but only for another minute. Before you get those BKBs, you're in trouble. So the Dragonite is not even thinking about one. The TA will have hers soon, as Munkushi is chasing, well, no one. Not no one, the player, but literally no one at the top lane. Everybody's out. Let's see. The game is even, like dead even at the moment. You did take down one tier 2, but what's the next set of moves? Now they're gonna be going for a TA. Aegis almost expiring, just poking a bit to see how 1-win are gonna respond, and they don't have the guts to continue. I guess that's a smart move from Entity, just let it go.
They were just not in position to continue, but I think right now definitely game in a favor of the Entity. This is the rough patch between Aegis expiring the second rush for 1-win. They're gonna be struggling on their timings. No Manta, Aghanims on the DK, and Stampede.
They got spooked by Sweden Strong himself. He was the only one.
Sweden is really strong.
Exactly. They're like, run away from this guy. It says he's strong. And actually, look at that Shadow Demon set, looking quite buff. Probably with all of the physical workouts you guys did in Novi Sad together. That's how he got so big.
Yes, he used to be my gym partner. So I know he is a very tryhard, both in Dota and in the gym.
Yeah, I remember that tournament that we played, the shuffle, where he said, no, I'm gonna win 100%, there's too big of a MMR difference, and then he lost. Of course, I'm not the one to speak, as I kind of got crushed in that shuffle tournament, but either way, it was quite funny.
Cool story, bro. BKB on the TA coming up, 300 gold, 400 gold.
Let's go. Chira, gonna be
Who
going
do
for
you
the push.
change to if you're the Morphling? Do you change to TA or DK? Or maybe the Primal Beast? I mean, TA is out
The Primal Beast.
I would say.
How is that? It's the Primal Beast. You get extra armor, you get mobility. There's just no way that you're gonna choose anybody else.
And just so much damage if you go into the TA.
That's true. Refraction is a lot of damage. I guess defensively Refraction isn't good, but offensively it's actually pretty solid. Let's see. We're seeing the gold at the moment, Rubik. The only one that has buyback.
One thing we mentioned before and that comes to play now is that all the smokes being used so early is just very hard for enemy teams to make a move right now. Like, I think both teams use like all the smokes first 20 minutes. That's why we're not seeing any action last 5 minutes, but hold that thought.
They get the silence. Kunkka is in trouble. He has the gem as well. Nice Lincoln's usage from Watson, saving his buddy. They do steal the pulverize, so Cloud is going to get smashed into the ground. The taste of his own medicine. Respect taken down. And Munkushi is going to be next on the menu. A Scotty Morphling versus 2 range cores. It's just going to rip them apart. They cannot play.
Scotty Morph and the Torrent Storm. Yeah, they go for the Kunkka. They don't burst. He presses 2 buttons. He does the most damage in this fight, even without hitting once. If you see 3.8k damage without hitting once on this Kunkka, this hero is broke.
Yeah, I'm seeing him more and more just being the first pick. I was actually surprised that he made it towards the last pick of the first phase. A lot of teams are just prioritizing it at the moment.
It's just almost impossible to burst him. And if he gets the spell off, he's gonna have a guaranteed big impact in the fight. And Entity, as we spoke, showing that they're much stronger in this part of the game.
When does that change? Is it like the Aghanim Scepter Dragonite with the disruption illusions? Is that what 1-win are gunning for?
Yeah, that and some of the Shadow Demon power, and then later on, like TA and Primal can build into some damage. TA can go to the Revenant's Brooch, and Primal can go into some Aghanims.
I also saw an Aghanims on Sweden Strong on his Shadow Demon. I know it's a strong Axe, but why get it in this game? It's not like the Demonic Purge is all that strong.
Yeah, the break part is not gonna be huge, but you get the double charge. Works with the clans too.
If he
not
gets
many
the
other better items you can get, and the second rush will go to the Entity pretty much for free.
they are going to be shoving out the waves. So at least one win are preparing for a battle after this. But that's an Aegis cheese for Entity. Taken away from a TA lineup. The second Roche is kind of your timing. So things are looking up for Entity. Their tower, however, on the bottom lane is going to be taking a lot of damage. And that is before level 18. That is before the Aghanim Scepter of the Dragon Eye. So quite nice.
I think the reason why they actually picked this DK in the end is the DK Shadow Demon combination. Because DK Manta Axe is what got him so strong and popular, but add the disruption on top of it, it's gonna be a very big nuisance.
Yeah, I'm looking at Entity. They don't really deal with the illusions too well, right? They are gonna have some troubles taking them down. As Shira finds DM, who is found, who has to go for a TP out and will survive, but that Morphling really does pack a punch.
It's a really tough matchup for him, even tougher than like a TB, I would say. No surprise they picked it for Watson. It can only change later on when TA gets the brooch, right? But for a very long time, you don't deal damage to the morph, he breaks your refraction, he has Skadi Manta, the best items against TA. It's just really tough.
It's almost impossible to play at the moment. But the game is not over, of course. It's still there. I'm really liking that they did get this early gem on Entity because, as you mentioned, they didn't have many smokes. If you don't have the gem, you cannot get out on the map. But Entity are quite far out on the map, pushing the mid and the bottom lane. Is it time to poke on the high ground? Are they even gonna attempt to force some TPs back?
Yeah, definitely. They're a smart team. They know one win doesn't want to fight. They want to mirror the map, go out and push, and the best way to bring them back is not by catching them, it's actually by threatening the high ground. And Glyph is gonna be forced TPs. Oh, that's a TP cancel.
They had
Shadow
to cancel.
Demon would be dead.
That one.
It's a Shadow Demon, so bottom Rax is gone, guys.
Yep, they still have... actually, they don't have a creep wave, but Morphling is too strong. So he's gonna be able to take it down. One win, saving their last Glyph for the next push, and it might come during the duration of this Aegis. There's still 2.5 minutes remaining on Watson, and they still have the cheese. Entity are in a position to maybe end this game in the next 5 minutes.
Not sure about the ending, because the one win is gonna hit this Aghanim's timing level 18 on the DK, so they'll have something to defend with, but build up a very formidable advantage. Definitely agree with myself.
Sweden, he bought the shard. Okay, talk to me about the shard on Sweden in this game. Like, how strong is the dispel in this game in particular? Because I'm looking at it, and Torrent Storm doesn't care much about it. It's not that great.
There's not many things to dispel, but it still heals with the talent. Probably around 700-800 HP.
800 per demonic cleanse. Of course, you still have to wait for the 6-second duration, but if you use it properly, TA is one of those heroes that can probably survive 6 seconds. As TA went for the meld dispels as well, which is weird. I guess you don't want to lose your damage to the fate.
No, it's also like refraction and vessel and some other little things, and they're gonna threaten another high ground. Force the Glyph. Morphling has not many things to worry about. Aegis up for 1 minute.
Yep, has a butterfly as well, so good luck attacking this guy. Cloud is going to be coming forward. Watson, waveform to the side. No one doesn't want to play here, as he does have an AD rune plus a cheese. Now, that's a dangerous hero for sure. Cloud still very tanky, so his posturing is just going to drive them away. Those DK illusions coming forward, doing quite a lot of damage, slowing everybody down. It's so hard to play versus this.
Yes, but they have like the Morphling can burst them very easily, so if Morphling is protecting his friends, it should be fine, and they're gonna go back top, try to use the Sages. This could turn out to be dangerous.
Rubik has the traps and the shards. That is dangerous. There's only 2 BKBs on 1 win, and not something that they are expecting to be a problem for them. Second lane of Rag's gone. Kunkka has the BKB, Tidal Wave is there, Torrent Storm and the boat, both are gonna be used, and he eats the cheese. He's gonna be back up to full. All of your damage is for nothing. DM is taking a lot of damage. He has a Blade Mail, but TA doesn't care. Will get disarmed for 5 seconds. No status resistance on him. The Tidal Wave wants to bring them out as Munkushi jumps in, and DM is finally dead. It did take a long time. The other offlaner as well, Cloud in a lot of problems. Onslaught's away onto the high ground. He'll be fine too. Munkushi continues with the chase. Sends the big black dragons forward, slowing down Fishman, who does have a Sunder. Rubik lifts himself up. Fishman will be caught. Disruption is there, making sure that he gets the Sunder off. Pretty much secure that he could do it, but in the end, it would have all been for nothing. He doesn't even get it off. One win, they defend their base. Entity stood there to fight pretty much for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of got caught on the Kunkka and then tried to help him, which did save the Kunkka but cost them 3 other lives. At least they didn't lose the game, and this is the strength of the one-win lineup. The long fights favor them. These big black dragons, they're too big of a nuisance, but that's only because Entity was pushing. Let's see if one win can do the same on the open map, being 2 ranks down.
Look at the side lanes. You win a fight quite convincingly, not losing a single hero, and you cannot even shove out the waves properly, and your heroes are quite good at it. It just goes to show how much damage Entity has done, and 2 racks is down at 35 minutes into the game is no laughing matter. You're always gonna have to come back to defend this.
Yes, but as you said, a lot of good pushing ability between TA and the DK and Munkushi.
Forward. DM is fine. He reads them like a book. No one isn't reading anybody like a book, because he's just gonna run into a ward, into a trap, get stunned up by the Dragon Tail. The Lotus Orb is there to protect him. He gets the BKB off. The Stampede is gonna be used, just running himself away. The Dragonite slows are gonna be there once it expires, but no one is still alive. The boat only now gonna be used onto Munkushi. He's gonna try to get away. Watson going for Chira, and if Chira is not attacking, nobody is. That is a illusion from the Primal Beast stuck on the cliff there, as the Watson is 1 versus 3ing them. He turns into a TA, so he's gonna have the refractions as well, as one win have lost 2 heroes. Morphling dropping low. Watson will wait for him into the river there. He is gonna be with his water, quite happy with it, as Munkushi on the high ground. There are some Rubik traps in the vicinity. Tidal Wave onto the poor TA that got disarmed. Her weapons are taken away, and what is Assassin without her weapons? Munkushi also taken from the skies and drowned by Watson, who gets a triple kill. Godlike still yet to die in this game.
As we mentioned, on the open field, it's a different story. Yes, it's a long fight, but Watson being there to help his teammates, just soloing this game basically. He is 9-0-3. 30k net worth at minute 37, 38. This is a rank 1 performance right here. Buyback from Chira Jr. We might expect a DK to buyback too. Yes, he's gonna do, but what can they do? Mega creeps are on the way.
One win, they didn't listen to King Robert Baratheon. You don't engage Watson in an open field. Only a fool would do that. Kataomi, he turns into a big blue, or a small blue dragon, so he's still gonna be quite scary in that form.
He gets the shard. When you have a shard and it's still a dragon form, you get the ball too. And they're gonna make a
Cool.
Hail Mary smoke for the DM. Gonna blink out. Munkushi.
DM gets stunned up. They're gonna try to kill him. Stampede's out. Onslaught doesn't catch him. He has the Lotus Orb to protect him from the Polarize as well. No one running away from Cloud. Lincoln's put on him. That means that you cannot lift him up into the air, and suddenly the Mega Creeps are banning on your tier 4s and you have to run. Okay, so I can see that you aren't sure how one win get back into this, and they probably don't. You're versus Mega Creeps, you're 14k gold behind, 2 of your cores are missing on their buybacks. It is looking quite grim.
In this situation, it's grim nonetheless, and Entity wants to get a final punch in.
Yeah, let's see. Cloud Caught uses the upper, turns around, actually does quite a lot of damage, but here comes the Morphling. This is the one that you have to be afraid of. Cloud immediately turns around. The disruption will keep him alive for the time being, but there will be a Torrent Storm ready for him as they do bring down no one. Kunkka does lose his life. It is a 4 versus 4 scenario, with Morphling still being the big dog in these fights, but he did use the BKB. Now turning around onto Fishman. Sunder won't be used as it was on cooldown, as they're looking towards Watson. There are Rubik traps there on the ground, so they can use them if they want to, but actually not paying attention. So maybe now Entity is going to be turning around. Katomi gets the lift up, has the stun as well. Dragon Knight is going to be in so much trouble, and once the Morphling gets into that with the right clicks, he'll take you down. Both tier 4s are dead. Glyph's still available, so one win can play, but they have called